and it's the deepest. You know what we do on Sukkot? After sitting in the Sukkah with all of Israel, after Mamish tying the arova, the lulav together, I'm taking the arova and I hit the arova 5 times. And here I want you to open your heart. Something gewalt. Why? This is a Torah from Israel. Why are we hitting the earth? You know, the earth is a place where everything is growing. Deep is growing in the world. And the Ishbitzer says that the earth is afraid to grow. You think we are afraid of gangsters? You know what we are afraid of? We are afraid of growing much higher. It's so much easier to be nothing. It's so much easier in the middle class, a little bit. I would like to be the greatest, but I don't want to grow so much. You know what the Rova knows? After sitting together with the Esrik and the Lulav, you know what the Rova knows inside? Yeah, the Lulav is beautiful, the Esrik is beautiful. But you know something? I could grow even more than all of this. And you know who knows this? I want you to know something. Again, sometimes the Yiddish who doesn't know anything, but their knowledge what Yiddishkeit is supposed to be is so deep. Gewalt is so deep. You know, sometimes when we begin to do something, we are losing already this knowledge, how we thought it should be, right? Before we're doing it, I have a little picture, a little dream how it should be. And then when it happens and it's not this way, it's, oh, this is the way it's supposed to be. No, it's not the way it's supposed to be, right? You know what the Mother says? Vayihi b'shalach paravos, vayihi lo shel. Why was it so bad? He says the way the Yidden dreamt about the Exodus, and the way they made it finally, was not the same. And here I have to share with you something awesome. I told it, maybe Shlomo remembered. I'm quoting it 1,000 times. There was a Bomba Chossid, some who made it out of Auschwitz, had the privilege of seeing him in New York. He says I was 5 years in Auschwitz, and I held out. You know when I fainted? When one morning Russian soldiers came and took us out of Auschwitz. And not the Messiah, not Mashiach. For that, I waited for 5 years that I couldn't take. See what it is? Sometimes you wait for something awesome. Gewalt didn't happen. Gewalt am I broken. Could be so much better. So why isn't it better? Why are you afraid to make it the best? And it's up to us. What's going on, Sean?
People are coming.
So here, friends, the Arova Mamish says to God at the end, Master of the world, I don't want to be an Esrik, I don't want to be a Lulav, I don't want to be anything, I just want to be a Yid. I want to be the deepest Yid of the world. Well, you know, there's a story that someone came to the Holy Sanzer and he says, Rebbe, bless me, I should be a big tzaddik. Somebody says, that's very interesting. You're 25 years old, you want to be a tzaddik. He says, you know, I'm 70 and all I'm asking God to be a Yid. I want to be a Yid. Forget to go on with tzaddik. What kind of geschäft? That's right. So the Arova has nothing but the Arova is a Yid. And it never grew. So the Arova is mamish hitting the earth. Everybody has a little heaven, little earth. You know, heaven is all the messages we get. Earth is what we're doing. I'm just growing. I'm ready to become the highest. Then I take the Torah Mamish and I realize. You know, it says, your Torah is inside of me. The Torah is inside. But now, after the Torah is inside, then I begin to learn the Torah again. For those words and those letters. Oh, gewaltig good. Gewaltig good. Gewaltig is the Torah good when we begin to learn Bereshit again. I'm sure it's clear to you, friends. Every Shabbos we are not learning the Parsha from last year. It's a new Torah. It's mamish, a new Torah comes down from heaven every Shabbos. You know, imagine we would sit up there in heaven and we would listen to all the Torahs coming down every Shabbos. We're reading the Parsha for 4,000 years and still new Torahs coming out. Unbelievable. And one more very special Torah. You know something? If you're not connected to the Torah, you can't make up Torahs on the portion of the week. Can't. You know what the most unbelievable thing is? The Bible is translated for 2,000 years. Have you ever seen a priest or bishop coming up with a real good commentary on the Torah? Not one. Can't. It's not their Bible. They're glad to share the Torah with them a little bit. They can make them. They're not inside. Not inside of the inside. You know what inside of the inside is? You know, growing, you can't put the seed on the earth and it's growing. It has to be inside. The Torah has to be inside. Do you know Shana what the Rova says to God? You know why I'm only a Rova? Because I wasn't inside. Mamish put it inside, right? Inside. Then comes Simchas Torah, gewaltig tief. Gewaltig tief. I can only say I'm so sorry Shola wasn't there, and Miriam wasn't there, and Ethel wasn't there, and all the whole Chavah. Bushem, this year, you know, Bushem, I'm so proud of our Chavah. So good. You know what they did this year? This is last year also. What they do is we have 4 Sefer Torahs. So we give 2 for the men and 2 for the holy ladies. And you know, someone says to me, oh, you let a woman dance with the Torah? So I tell them, if my wife is good enough to carry my baby for 9 months, she's good enough to carry my Torah. Because the Torah. What's our Torah? Our children are our Torahs. The deepest. Let me say something awesome. One of the biggest Rebbes, I forget his name. Mamish, they were, you know, but sometimes in Koznitz, hey brother, I do. You know, no, but sometimes they had selections, and sometimes they started making themselves sad. They didn't even bother having selections. Thousands came on the trains and just pushed them all in. So never this Rebbe took a Torah with him. Then began the Torah with him. They're on the way to the gas chambers. So the Nazis came and took the Torah away. So he looked around, and there was a little boy of fire. Carried him. This is the real Torah. This is the real Torah. We give it all this form. And every person who was dancing with the Gemara, with the Sefer, had to promise that they will learn at least 10 pages. 10 pages of that Sefer. Just before I say goodbye to you, I know some of you are tired. I want to give you over Torah from Lev Yitzchak. And And we don't have that much time to go everywhere inside what I'm telling you outside. You know the way the word translates? And the earth was void and empty? Tohu bohu means was terrible, right? Here's Rav Levi Yitzchak. God created heaven. Do you have a literature slate here on you? Give it to me. Can you hold that still for another 5 minutes, folks? Or 5 minutes? Yeah.
Sure.
So romantic.
Sure.
It's too long to go over the whole thing. For just a few parts of it. You know, God created heaven and earth. I would ask you, whom did He create it for? So the outside people say for the world. The inside. Just for me. Just for me. Awesome. So He says, you know what happens to you when someone says to you and you understand it, but it's beyond your understanding? Your mind is blank, right? You can't believe it. I do. I know it. I believe it, but it's beyond me. So He says, for all times of soil. Soil means, I've blown my mind. I can't believe it. You mean to say God created this big world? And not just for me, for my pleasure. It's for me to fix it. For me to put it together. Can't be. So, Sohu, right? Vaihu. The Kurdish says Vaihu, Bohu. Bohu means, then suddenly says, yes, I have it inside of me. I really do have it. I do have it inside of me. Bohu. Inside. Mama's inside of me. You understand what I'm saying? If someone tells you something which you understand, you don't blow your mind. Someone says, you want 1 or 2? Yeah, beautiful. Someone says, your Lincoln was the President of the United States. Yeah, good. A trip to Israel is $1,000. Good. The whole world is just for me, and I'm supposed to fix it. It's too awesome. I want you to know something. You know the way I received the Torah on Simchas Torah? Why are we all drunk on Simchas Torah? I want you to know the deepest, deepest depths. You can stand on Mount Sinai and God gives you the Torah, but you know what? He never blew your mind away that He really gave it to us. Yes, so thank you so God. God, I know every word. Thank you so much. Beautiful. I like the Bible. Beautiful. In its 7th print. And what? You know, someone says to me, do you study the Bible? I say, no, I study the Torah, right? Well, what kind of Bible business, right? We're not in the Bible business. The Bible is a book. The Torah is not a book. The Torah is heaven. The deepest heaven. I want you to know something awesome. You know, when Moshe Rabbeinu came down, he gave us the Torah the way God gave it to him. But you know what Moshe Rabbeinu never gave over to us? Just the fact that God gave it to us. I mean, can you imagine what Moshe felt when he's sitting there and God dictating with him every word? You know what the Rebbe said, you know, not that this is a blessing which Moshe Rabbeinu gave us, and Moshe is the man of God. Moshe blessed us that we should be Ishulakim. We should become. divine being. God gave me the Torah. Can't believe it. I can't believe it. So you hear what it is? Until Simchas Torah, in Hoshana Rabbah, Mamish, I'm receiving the Torah from the highest level. And then Mamish, after Hoshana Rabbah, I know it's Mamish inside of me. After I hit that over, Gewalt, what I could do, Gewalt, what I could be. Gewalt, what I could be. And you know, my beautiful friends, I know you share my feelings. Gewalt, what we even could be in the world. You know what God wants us? It says, Noble Bagoyim Nesaticha. God wants us to be prophets. V'holchu goyim rab la'orach. And all the nations will follow your life. So why aren't we? Why are we holding back? Gewalt, are we holding back? Gewalt, are we holding back? You know, I always tell my friends, when I see an anti-Semite, I'm sad. When I see a Yid who doesn't know what Yiddishkeit is, I'm broken. And even those who know, right? Do we really know what the Yid is all about? Do we know what one Jew is all about? We don't know. So Simchas Torah night, film is blowing our mind. I want you to know, I know you share my feelings. I absolutely don't permit whiskey or wine in my shul. Because if you're drunk on wine or whiskey, so you're off again. That you can do on Wednesday. On Simchas Torah night is Mamash Soyer. And then comes the rest of the time. B'choy shachar pnei sach. You know what's clear to me? It's not so simple. I have to go through a lot of darkness till we get there. You don't wake up one morning and say, oh, you know, I'm the Bat Shema, fix the world. But the most important thing in Baruch Elokim Achel is Pnei Mayim. You have to know each time you cry, you touch Mashiach. Remember, we're learning, I don't mean crying, sadness. You know, when somebody go to a wedding, your eyes are filled with tears, not from sadness, because it touches you so much. You know, when you daven with the holy wall, you don't know why. You can just daven mincha, but your heart is full of tears. See, that's the inside mikveh. And here I want to add something also. You know, Noah, God says to Noah, I'll destroy the world. And it's true, Noah did not know yet that you can pray. But the deepest question in the world is, Noah, why didn't you cry? Why didn't you cry? Come on, why didn't you cry? So the water was so angry at Noah. He didn't even cry. I want you to know something again. There was a meeting, some outstanding people got together a few years ago, and they said, what's happening? 80% of our young people are not interested in Yiddishkeit, and everything is wrong. What are we going to do? So everybody gave a speech. By mistake, at the end, they felt a little bit sad. They didn't ask me to say something. So Rabbi Carl, would you like to say something? Against my better wishes. I was sitting there in Spirkus. I said, you know something? You're talking here like you're talking about the recipe, how to make apfelstrudel. Where are your tears? Where are your tears? I didn't see anybody crying. What's going on? See, Noach didn't cry. Noach didn't cry. Let me ask you the deepest question in the world. When God says to Adam and Eve, I'm driving you out from paradise, why didn't they cry? God says to Adam and Eve, you're bringing death into the world. I'm not even talking about doing tshuva. Why didn't you cry? Why didn't you cry? And you know what it is? If they would have cried, they would have stayed. They would have stayed. Listen to me, if I'm angry at my children, God forbid, I'm never angry, but God forbid I would be, and they would cry, I'd melt away. One half a tear, and I'm already beside myself, right? You know what it is? The tree of knowledge has no tears. It's good or bad. It's right or wrong. It's very scientific information. Where are the tears? You know the world? When they heard they killed 6 million Jews, they just want to know exactly how many were killed, how they were killed, and where. I don't remember the United Nations got together in August, and they were told in Auschwitz they're killing Jews, but then they realized it's before the summer vacation, we'll get together again in November to decide. Okay. Why should they cry? It's a tree of knowledge. It's death. And here I want you to know the deepest depths. And God says to Chava, to Adam, when you eat the tree of knowledge, it says, Mois Thomas, you will die, you will die. You know what the Zohar Kodesh said in Rashi? The tree of knowledge is not dying after 100 years. Until you die, you're also dead. You're dead. You have no feeling. Void of feeling. No crying. Have you ever seen the world? What does the world call a mature person? Someone who doesn't cry. Well, you know something? I not really ever thought of killing anybody, but there were times when I wanted to kill someone. I mean, not really. I could have. For me, when children are crying, your mom should cry with them. You don't ever, ever tell your child you're too old to cry. You know what that means? I'm killing that baby. That means I don't want you to feel anything. I want you to be dead. Remember one time I came to the house, and the Shema was crying, and there was a person sitting there and says to him, you're now 6 years old. You're too old to cry. I was mamish ready to, but never. I looked at this person. I should cry over this person. What kind of never where they are, right? More stillness. The dead, right? Dead people. You know what was the biggest fixing in the world? When God says to Avraham, I'll kill Sodom, and they're the worst. Kavalas Avraham, we are crying. Kavalas is crying. Kavalas is arguing with God. You need a lot of guts to argue with God, right? And here, I want you to know the deepest depth. You cannot argue with God on the level of choice. You cannot say, I think about it, I meditated, and I'm disagreeing with God. You know the way you have to operate with God? I can't help it. Kubashim, you're wrong. I can't help it. I want you to know something. When you see, God forbid, somebody wants to kill somebody, you operate on the level of choice. Because, let me ask something else. If somebody is drowning and you save their life, is it choice? You mean to say you had choice to walk away? Have no choice. See, Eselakim Salach Noach. He was going as many as enough choice. Could be good, could be bad. God says it's bad, it's bad. From Avinu. And here I want you to know the deepest depth. This is Mama's the deepest depth. Why was Avinu praying for Sodom? Because everybody knows Lot was in Sodom, and the granddaughter of Lotus Ruth, the mother of David HaMelech, the mother of Mashiach. The ultimate redemption of the world comes from Sodom, from the worst place in the world. Do you know what the deepest depth of Mashiach is? I don't love you by choice. I don't pray for you by choice. I can't happen. Can't happen. Because I want you to know the deepest depth. After God says, I'm destroying Sodom, by choice, Avraham, who believes in God, should say, okay, that's what God says. You know what the Medrash says? Avraham shops some kaimai. He went back to his place. It doesn't mean he went back home and he had a real balanced breakfast. Avraham shop some kaimai. He was still crying for Sodom. He didn't give up. The question is not if you can help. The question is always how much are you crying? And you know what tears are? The inside mikveh. The inside of the inside. You see what it is? God says, I can't believe it. Vahu means inside. Inside tears. Mamish, the spirit of Mashiach is over the inside tears. Not outside tears, you know. I wanted to go to a Chinese restaurant, it was closed. I feel so bad. I'm not talking, this is not mikveh tears. I'm talking about inside tears. Inside. You know why Noah didn't convert the world? Because we didn't think he's responsible for it. He is holy, he is responsible for himself, and just as a luxury job, a side job, to make a few rubles in heaven, get a few special credits in paradise, I should make Baal Teshuvos. What's that wrong? I'm responsible. If there's one person in the world who doesn't believe in God, it's my fault. It's my fault. If Sodom is bad, it's my fault. Because I have to go there and fix it. Anyway, I just want you to know one more thing, just the most beautiful thing in the world. When Yaakov came to Yitzchak to take the brachas, it says, Yitzchak says, Rei reich b'ni kreich sodek. He says, Rei reich b'ni kreich sodek. The fragrance of my son is like the fragrance of the field. Friends, I want you to open your heart. This is the most beautiful Torah I know. Which field is he talking about? First of all, the Zohar Kodesh says that Yitzchak gave him over the secret of Kiddush Lavan. Because remember we're learning, Reach, smell, and the moon is the same. Yaakov Avinu, Klal Yisrael, he gave him over the secret of the inside life, inside. And this Mamish, I'm blessing Mamish Sholem and Judy and all of us. Today was my daughter's 17th birthday. 17. So Mustoya was her real birthday today, it's the English birthday, the son.
Was
The
it in
son,
New York?
son is also very important. What?
Was it in New York?
No, I'm
So
just coming from, yes, how could they not? It's Mustoya, wow. What I want to tell you, there's a title from the Heilige. He says, when Yitzchak went out to pray in the field, before Rivka came, what was he praying for? He was praying that he should have his son Yaakov. So he says, Mamish, I can smell. This is the smell of my prayer in the field. What is the deepest Mashiach prayer? The deepest Mashiach prayer is, deepest Mashiach prayer that our children should be inside.